Today on Won't You Be My Gamer, we are joined by botanist Matthew Gaston, who is going to help us come up with new types of grass Pokemon to battle some of the ones that you know and love and maybe fear.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
And we're playing Pokemon ZA, and a bit of a challenge for me personally, we're specializing in grass types. Great but weak.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
I love plants and Pokemon, so this is right up my alley. I'm looking
Perfect.
forward to
Great.
chatting and playing.
What do you see as the connection between plants and Pokemon?
Well, Pokemon has a bunch of different types, and one of them is grass, which is basically just like plant type. And so there's like a whole group of Pokemon that are specifically like sentient plants, and they have like plant abilities.
In this game, I'm still in the beginning, and I have mostly grass types. I do have a Ghastly because, to be frank, grass types are a little weak.
They are.
So if you have a team of all grass types, it's rough. It's rough out there. So I've got my my Bayleaf, my evolved
Bayleaf.
Chikorita. Got some
Beautiful.
Chikoritas in today.
I like it.
Its name is pbssocal.org.
It's a little on the nose,
Yeah.
some might say, but
Yeah.
we like it.
We got
Rolls off the
Bellsprout.
tongue.
Bellsprout's name is
PBLS.
PBLS. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did PBS backwards to be Spooky
Ooh,
for
makes you feel
Ghastly.
kind of weird.
Badu is Leafy Lady PBS.
Perfect.
No, this is not a grass type, but it is a flower. So
Yeah.
I threw it in, named it Susie PBS after our past guest, Susie. And Skiddo, which is PBS the goat.
Legit to Quit One wants to know what your favorite Pokemon is.
I love Ludicolo. Ludicolo's third generation. He looks like a platypus duck bird. I love birds. He looks like a pineapple. I love pineapples. He's got a big hat.
He's quite round.
He's round and rotund, and in Pokemon Colosseum, Ludicolo has a song that plays, and it's like a Latin American song. My second favorite Pokemon is Surfetch. My third favorite is Go-Goat.
Okay.
And Go-Goat has an attack called Horn Leech, and it uses its horns to suck nutrients out of the other Pokemon, and it heals itself, and it does damage.
And that's probably one of the greatest strengths of grass type Pokemon is that there's so many moves that you have the ability to take nutrients or HP from other creatures.
Yeah.
And do plants do this to each other in real life, sucking nutrients?
Yeah, they do. They do.
No.
They can't move. And so what they have to do is become complex biochemical factories and find ways to get nutrients and energy while sitting still. In Pokemon games like this, a lot of the grass type moves heal them because plants can create their own energy with the sun. Some of them have things called Haustoria, which are little, like, parasitic, microscopic things that go into cells and start sucking nutrients from other cells. So you know mistletoe? Mistletoe is a parasite, but leave it on the tree. It's not going to kill the tree most of the time. It has Haustoria that go in and they start sucking nutrients out. So
Do the other plants feel pain when this is happening? Do we know?
they can perceive it. I wouldn't say that they feel pain. Yeah, they can perceive what's occurring through various signals, but they don't feel pain because pain is more of like a,
Nerve
I mean,
situation.
can they
Nerves.
die if enough is being siphoned from them?
Yeah, but typically it doesn't benefit a parasite for, if
Its host
if they kill the
die.
host. So they'll, take a little bit here and there. Fungi do that too. Plants don't need to feel pain because we feel pain so that we are like, oh, we got to move. They can't really move. So there's no need for them to feel pain at all.
Allie Cameron wants to know our favorite Pokemon too.
Yeah.
For me, it's my man Snorlax, throwing his weight around.
Yeah.
You
Want me to
know.
move? Better get a flute.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay,
You need
that's
to
the
play
only
the
way.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm all up for a Pied Piper. Okay.
That's great.
But
I would say my number one is probably Espeon, the psychic evolution of Eevee Gen 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
you said that a lot of these Pokemon are poisonous.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite poisonous plants?
I like caffeine and coffee. I'll say coffee is my favorite poisonous plant. It's super poisonous to insects.
Say more.
Yeah.
Could it be? Well, I guess it could be poisonous to a human in an excessive
Yeah.
dose, right?
Yeah.
How much coffee would you have to consume?
So, because I love coffee and I want to persist, I think about this frequently. I would have, if there were 100 of me in a room, for 50 of me to die, I would need 238 shots of espresso, which is too much.
Per person?
Yeah.
Per person.
Yeah. So it's called the LD50, or lethal dosage for 50% of a population to die. So my favorite is the coffee tree because I love coffee and its products, but it is indeed a poison to insects. It paralyzes them. So plants have evolved caffeine to inhibit herbivory. stop being
wow.
eaten.
Are there any components or chemicals that make plants feel certain things the way that coffee makes us feel?
Oh, that's a fascinating question.
Like, are there certain plants that can't do anything until they get their hit in the morning of whatever their caffeine equivalent is?
Yeah, I guess my first thought would be is that they
Sun,
need
water.
sun. Yeah, they need water, and the thing that I was also thinking of is fertilizer.
Oh.
They will need to have nitrogen, which they use to make proteins. They need potassium and phosphorus. Those are the big ones they need. They also need sulfur, magnesium, calcium. Those are the big macronutrients.
No, right now I'm fighting a grass-type Pokemon, and because I have all grass-type Pokemon mostly, I'm doing very poorly. I might cheat, die, and then bring in a fire type.
The good thing is you have Giga Drain.
Yeah.
And the
Sounds like what plants need.
Giga Drain.
Giga Drain.
They do. They do need. Oh,
Oh shoot! Now,
Yeah,
oh no. Okay,
You're-
I'm donezo.
you're dead. Sorry. Wait, no, maybe you can Giga Drain your way through this.
We'll try.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
Ooh.
So what I do want to see is I want to see a grass-type Pokemon that's based on a plant from a chaparral climate that is fire adapted. So
What do you mean by that? Fire adapted?
there are certain plants that need fire to grow and reproduce as part of their cycle. And so there are plants from California, plants from Australia, and other places. But these are two really big climate zones where the plants are like, hey, I won't even reproduce until there's been a fire. I have a fruit structure, a cone, or a capsule that is basically hard wood. And if fire comes, it'll break that capsule and then my seeds will come out.
Oh.
And so these are fire-adapted species. Some seeds won't even germinate until they can perceive smoke.
Would you find them near like a volcano?
Yes, in Hawaii, there are some species. There's a professor there who studies ornamental horticulture, and his thesis was on using liquid smoke, which is smoke you've distilled into a liquid, and applying it as a treatment for seed germination. And certain grasses in volcanic zones need that smoke to germinate.
Wow.
It acts like a hormone. It triggers all these different responses.
We have a little mini game
Oh,
that we wanted to play with you.
okay.
We wanted to have you choose from regular Pokemon.
Regular Pokemon.
And then we will craft our own grass-type Pokemon to try to combat it.
Oh, this will be easy.
okay.
Togepi.
What's his bag?
It's a baby.
Oh, okay.
It's a baby.
Perfect.
How do you?
Fight a baby?
It's a fairy type Pokemon now. It's a hard-boiled egg, basically.
You love eggs.
Yeah,
I
you
love
can eat
eggs.
those 50 eggs
I
that you told
can
us
eat
about.
40 successfully. 50 is beyond my capacities. What I would do is I would just create something that has the ability to break down protein. So a carnivorous plant. We
Okay.
already have carnivorous plant Pokemon.
Okay, yeah.
Carnivine,
Carnivine.
is Venus flytrap.
Uh-huh.
Bellsprout evolves into Victory Bell, which is an Nepenthes pitcher plant.
Gotta have a leaf stone.
Leafstone, yeah, necessary. There's different ways a plant can eat things. One of them is you have a little thing animals fall into and they digest it.
That would be like a Venus flytrap?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also the California versions, which have a long funnel and little hairs that are pointed downwards. So something goes down to smell this liquid. They get stuck in there and they try and go up, and there's little hairs, like a crab trap. You ever been crabbing? You know, when you catch crabs, they have a one way in, no way out.
Oh.
Can't say I have.
So there are plants in the genus Sarracenia. I would create a carnivorous plant Pokemon that is a Sarracenia that we could put Togepi into,
Okay.
and the proteins in the liquid of the Sarracenia will break down Togepi
Okay.
and
okay.
then reabsorb them to heal.
Gosh, what's a very like iconic LA thing we could shape it like?
Palm tree
A palm tree?
Ooh. Okay,
And
yeah.
then maybe the
and a red traffic light. Those are my most
traffic
LA
light.
things I can
Traffic light
think
is
of.
interesting.
A traffic light.
That's interesting. Could we make it so that like the top of the traffic light, one of the bulbs is hollowed, and they would go down into that? And
Oh,
then,
yes. So a traffic light that is like a trap. And Togepi wants to go inside the traffic light because it looks appealing.
the bottom two are actual bulb, or to
Yeah.
deceive, and then the top one is empty, so they can go into
It's
those
going to be a
below.
hard fight.
I was so close.
What should we name it?
Try harder, Nikole. Is that a good name?
Okay, come on. You're trying your best. You're doing your best.
Good name, Stopia, because you're
Stopia.
I don't know. It's a stoplight. Your life is being stopped once you fall inside because you're being digested.
It looks like Stopia, but
Stopia.
maybe I'll put like a there's some kind of accent on there.
Wonder if there's a Pokemon based on carnivorous sundew. That would be a good one. There is no Pokemon based on sundew. Do you know those?
No.
So it might be what people in the carnivorous plant world call the weed of carnivorous plants. It has a bunch of leaves that are really long, and they come out the middle. They're long, skinny leaves, and they have long hairs that have these globs of sticky resin. And people call it the octopus plant, but it has digestive enzymes in these little hairs.
What are other ways that plants can kind of like stave off the, attacks of other plants, so to speak, or not necessarily other plants, but wildlife?
Yeah. Well, for plants, there is a thing called allelopathy. Plants will make chemicals to stop the growth of other plants. They'll also just create so much like physical, mess that other things can't grow.
Like roots and leaves and that sort of thing?
Think of your beloved, maybe no one's beloved, but eucalyptus.
Okay. Which is not native to California, correct?
Not native.
Considered invasive?
Very invasive. We have research suggesting it's allelopathic, and we know that. And we also believe that it has so much leaf litter and leaf matter that most of the California plants have not evolved to survive in that amount of physical suppression. If you want to create a new grass-type Pokemon, look at what is invasive in your area.
Oh, okay.
Because they usually have some properties that make them stand out. They produce compounds that suppress other plants. They make a ton of seeds. They survive a bunch of different conditions. They have some fascinating feature about them that makes them particularly robust.
Maybe we could make another Pokemon then to battle, that's invasive, to battle one of these guys.
Let's do it. Ooh, okay. You're going to be excited for this one.
Wow, what are the chances?
Gengar.
Gengar, is that an evolution of Ghastly?
Yeah.
Post Ghastly, it goes Ghastly and then Haunter, and then you have to trade Haunter to get Gengar.
Did you say trade?
Trade.
You have to socialize.
Human trafficking,
Oh my god.
unfortunately.
Pokemon sharing. You won!
I won. And I was going to give up after this, but
Really?
fully.
Oh.
Would an invasive plant-inspired Pokemon be a good fit to fight him?
I don't think any plant would be a good fit to fight Gengar, honestly.
They would need a subtype.
A dark Shiftry is a good example of something that could do this. So dark, right? Dark is strong against the ghost. It's also poison type. So maybe we make a grass type invasive that's also dark. And dark makes sense because dark is supposed to be like roguish. It's something that's supposed to be breaking the law. And invasive plants are breaking the laws of ecosystems.
Breaking the law,
So maybe we do a grass type that's also dark type.
Oh, Allie Cameron, any bioluminescent plants?
Bioluminescent
That
plants.
would be good against a dark type.
Oh.
Because the light against the dark.
Yeah. That's fun.
That is fun.
Did you see that new, what is it, petunia? I think it's a petunia. They added in the firefly compound and enzyme. Luciferin is a molecule that when you put the enzyme luciferase, it then starts glowing, and that's in the tail of the firefly.
Oh.
Okay.
And so there's a company that inserted that into a flower. And you buy the flower, and at night you see it glow.
That's cool.
So
It feels like we're on the Jurassic Park, like we were too preoccupied whether or not we could. We didn't stop to ask if we should.
yeah.
Are there any downsides to this? What would you call it? Like, is it a type of bioengineering? Like,
Yeah,
what is it?
it's bioengineering. I have been a fan of the particular realm for a long time. In my college application letter, what I said was, hey, we could illuminate cities with bioluminescent trees. We can engineer street trees that have very specific structures that glow, and it would be faint enough to illuminate for safety, but also there's downsides. One of them is you're creating some level of light pollution, disruptive for circadian rhythms, birds and animals that live in those
that's
trees.
true.
Or why is this leaf glowing? My background is technically in plant genetics. I think it's a fun idea, and you have to be super careful.
Your street tree idea, maybe we could come up with
we create a tree that
grass-
glows to beat
Yeah.
Gengar. I like
And
that
maybe
idea.
there's something we do with like a Pokemon that looks like a tree mixed with a chandelier.
That is fun. Elyse, would you like to draw that? Maybe we do a tree that has a spreading canopy, so it looks like something you'd see in African savanna, where the branches spread out like an umbrella.
Okay.
That's great.
Trying to lead with the
I like that.
chandelier part.
Yeah, that's cool.
Lights hanging off of it. It
I
kind
like
of
it.
looks like a Christmas tree.
I like the eyes.
Yeah, not exactly what I was hoping the
No.
final product might resemble.
Wow, support PBS.
That's my name.
Incredible. That's great.
Are there plants that come to mind for you that are just they're so hardy that would be good for us when we're thinking of our next Pokemon?
One of the most resilient groups, or it's a genus of plants, is Ferrocactus. Ferro meaning wild, cactus meaning thorn. And there's like 30 of them. They survive drought, flooding, darkness, heat, you name it. Cold, freezing. Ferrocactus are from the Chihuahuan Desert, where it gets super cold, super hot, and they live in the arroyo, where they, it's a dry riverbed that sometimes gets filled. So then they've evolved to kind of endure being in water for a period of time. The PBS weird dog.
Is that not right?
It is a weird dog.
I think that's a perfect name.
Yeah. This is a weird fox, maybe?
Yeah, what is that?
Lucario.
Yeah, we actually were just
Lucario.
fighting with him
Yes.
a few minutes ago, yeah.
I'm familiar with him.
Fighting in steel.
Would a fire melt that steel?
Yes. So maybe we make a grass fire Pokemon.
Which would be unstoppable.
I like it.
Yeah.
There's only 2 grass fire Pokemon in the game, or
I can't
3.
even think of them right now.
It's a little pepper Pokemon. It's called Capsicid. It's a kid who's made of pepper. Capsaicin is the compound that's all spicy.
Well, maybe there's something we could do with like a pepper related to some kind of
Yeah.
SoCal or
Something
LA
hot.
iconography.
Something hot in LA that's
The sidewalk.
sidewalk.
The sidewalk is very hot. And the pepper,
Whoa, what plants grow on the sidewalk?
Dandelions.
Dandelions.
yeah.
This would be fascinating. What if we made a sunflower dandelion variant?
Sunflora?
Yeah. What if we made an LA regional version of Sunflora? Can I grab something real quick?
Oh yeah, of course.
Try to imagine what that would look like. I guess something like this.
Like
I
this.
guess, okay, so this is exactly what.
So maybe do,
Okay.
maybe do something like this.
All right, yeah, no problem. I got you.
But
We need a sunstone.
yeah, a sunstone is perfect. Maybe we do something like this. It
Okay.
is like a head inside of a sunflower.
Okay, yeah.
And it is also fire type. It needs to have a unique move. We need to make a new move. There's solar beam,
Sunbeam?
sunbeam. That's great.
Yeah. It's a little simple, but I like it.
Yeah.
I don't think I really did you justice here.
Oh, you drew me. That looks much better than I would draw me. I'm so impressed.
I don't think it was a tough one. Do they evolve out of their
Over
types,
1,000.
or do they stay on like a pretty linear path in terms of their type?
So Eevee is the only Pokemon I know that you can start off with one type and then immediately change to something completely different.
Eevee, the evolution Pokemon.
Yeah, it masters all types of evolution.
Are there any real-world plants that can evolve beyond like what we might originally think them to resemble, and then?
Or like adapt if like extreme weather changes happen.
Yeah, there are. Plants, when isolated with unique, intense conditions, will evolve unusual features. So, the shape of a cactus, where it's like a column with like ribs in it. Well, in North America we have cacti, but in Africa we have euphorbia that look identical. And euphorbia was this group of plants that had big leaves. So at Christmas we get the poinsettia, the Christmas plant. That is a euphorbia. But if you take that and put it in the desert for a million years, it'll start to lose the leaves because it is getting this natural pressure to select for water storage. Big leaves mean you're going to lose water, so it loses the leaves, and it gets a thick stem that stores water and photosynthesizes. So there's plants in Africa that look like cacti, but they're not cacti, and they're related to your Christmas flower.
Wow.
So they
cool.
evolve similarly the way the cactus did because they're in similar conditions.
Yeah. If you keep your poinsettia after Christmas, those red leaves will go away, and it'll just be green. But if you put it in the closet for like 3 days and take it out, it's going to be vibrant and showy again.
Wow.
I always see them eating berries. Like Pokemon has
Berries.
in
Yeah,
the
I have a
games.
lot of berries.
Oh yeah. Are there real-world equivalents to the Pokemon game berries?
Cherry
Cherry
berry.
looks like
Cherry
a-
berry.
Cherry berry.
Yeah,
Cherry.
classic.
The
Chesto
Chesto.
looks like a
Maybe like a chestnut.
chestnut. Yeah, I would say that. Petcha looks like a peach.
Oh, okay.
Rost looks like a blue strawberry. to
Ross
me.
from Friends.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a paleontologist berry.
Asper. I think I've got this one.
Like,
Is
Okay.
like an Asian pear.
Yeah.
Orin. What about Orin?
that blueberry?
It looks like a blueberry, but when you zoom in on it, it has little like dimples in it, like an orange.
Oh.
What is the one that's like orange?
Persimmon?
Persimmon, yeah.
There's the little tomato ones, and there's like the acorn-shaped ones.
Citrus berry. This is the kind of tree Elyse has.
Oh, yeah.
Blanket citrus.
do.
So yeah, those are some of the berries we got.
Yeah,
Nice.
those are good. So Pokemon eat berries.
Oh, there's an infestation here.
That is
Yeah.
literally called infestation, and it almost killed your goat.
We can't allow that.
We can't allow
Not
that.
with California already having so many invasive plant species. We can't allow this to happen.
Yeah.
And the goats really help us. Like I love driving around like LA and seeing like a
The
hill.
goats.
And then like the goat lawnmowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sheep lawnmowers. I love it.
I don't know how I feel about Pokemon, but I'm happy for both of you that you love it, and I'm excited we got to play it today. Thank you for joining us, Matthew.
Thanks
you
for
were
having me.
awesome. How can everyone go follow your work and see your videos?
Yeah, so I'm on social media at MCK Gaston, and on YouTube it's my name, Matthew Gaston. I talk about plants and Pokemon, so you might like it.
And thank you for supporting us. We really, really appreciate you. We make this show because of you and for you. Nikole, how can they continue to support us?
By going to patreon.com/won'tyoubemygamer, become a Patreon of the show. And you also, pbssocal.org/gamer, a great place to make a donation. We appreciate you.